What's wrong with Kim Kardashian? No, sit down. I know I'm always talking about Diddy, but this last thing, illegals had to toss weight in. Kim just posted that she's graduated law school. Now, I know a bunch of netizens were like, yes, Kim, eat that up. But can we call a thing a thing? Kim is a businesswoman. Kim got a lot of money. Kim got kids that love her. Kim has done a lot with her life. But why does she feel the need, in my opinion, to lie and stretch the truth? Because why? Kim did not graduate law school, and she is being eaten up by everybody on the internet. Now, before y'all say, why y'all hating? Because, I don't know, it's Saturday, and that's what I feel like doing. But honestly, by Kim saying she graduated law school, she is disrespecting the people that actually went through law school and went through hell. Anybody, if you are a lawyer in the comments, if you were dating, married, or even related to anybody that was trying to go through law school, tell me they weren't demons on earth. The fact that you are disrespecting the things that people have to do to go through law school instead of buying it, baby, no. Not on White Watch. First of all, netizens, what's the first clue that Kim didn't graduate law school? If you graduated law school, where's your graduating class? You dressed your kids up in suits and ties and briefcases. Where's all your other law school students you graduated with? Kim took 6 years. Law school is 3 years full-time, 4 years max. What did Kim do? Kim was put in an apprentice program that was made to help people that couldn't afford law school. But these days, it only happens to people. It only happens to people that are rich and have connections. Let's get into this. Hold on. As one person on Instagram astutely pointed out, Kim did not graduate from law school. And why is the press letting her get ahead with this law school lie? I guess that's what happens when you are in an unofficial throuple with Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez, right? And I mean that a friendship throuple. Of course, I would never suggest that Kim is a kept concubine to one of the richest men in the world. Of course not. Kim's still single because what? Why is she still single? Kim loves being in a relationship. Why can't she find anybody to hold her hand? Is it because she's already holding somebody's hand and she's not allowed to have any other boyfriends? I don't know. Anyway, right? One person said Kim did not graduate from law school, okay? She completed the California Law Office Study Program, which allows for individuals to skip law school entirely by studying under a supervising attorney at a law office. She has also not taken the bar exam, and she cannot practice law. You guys, again, why is this so insulting? Because at the end of the day, it insults actual lawyers. But you know what the funny thing is? Over in China, when they value hard work, they are eating Kim up. Let's see what the people are saying. Okay, so let's read what Kim actually said first, because she said, 6 years ago, I embarked on an unconventional path to pursue my dream of becoming a lawyer. It wasn't easy. It took longer than planned, but I never gave up. Each course brought moments of doubt, tears, and triumph, especially when I conquered subjects I initially failed. That's the beauty of life. You step into the unknown, push through, and emerge with knowledge and strength no one can take away. I chose a rigorous program, registered with the California State Bar, building on 75 college credits to complete 4-year curriculum that stretched to 6. The journey was real, and so was the accomplishment. Having Chris Young, Michelle West, and Dawn Jackson, I'm sure there's some black person they latched on to do this, speak at my graduation meant the world to me. Their deeply personal stories of perseverance through adversity and justice profoundly inspired me and formed the heart of my why. I'm deeply grateful to Van Jones, we can blame him on that, who introduced me to this path, and my mentors, Jessica Jackson and Erin Haney, whose guidance was invaluable. Special thanks to, she said, this experience has shaped me profoundly, and I'll carry these lessons with me forever. Here's to celebrating resilience and new beginnings. And when I read that, I said, what the F is Kim talking about? She drives me crazy with this law school lie. How are you taking credits when you've never stepped foot in a university or a classroom? How are you saying you graduated from law school? Where's your graduating class besides St. Chicago North dressed up as Ally McBeal? Man, I can't take this. Did I see any pictures of North? Because North was like, don't bring me into this mess. I'm with North when she looked at her mama and said, what do you do? For you to have all this resilience, North looked at you not even a year ago and said, what do you do exactly? She ain't never seen you study. Anyway, where is the rest of your graduating class? And also, where's this mysterious lawsuit that you participated in that gave you these 75 credits for you to actually graduate from? Again, here's the study requirements. Each 6-month period or 1/2 a year, a study in the program must consist of at least 18 hours a week for a minimum of 24 hours a week and a maximum of 26. You guys, I can't get this. California's Law Office Study Program is an extremely flexible program that can be greatly beneficial to the ultra-privileged people like Kim. And it's not at all anything like law school, and it's laughable she's trying to claim that she graduated from one. Now, before y'all be like, what's the big deal with law school? What's the big deal? Because law school is hard. Law school is grueling. Law school tests your legal limits. Anybody that knows anyone's going to law school, y'all know how it is. And Kim knows that. It's like saying you climbed the Mount Everest instead of being helicoptered in and taking pictures. Yeah, it might be a little dangerous for you to get a helicopter to drop yourself at the top of Mount Everest. But it might be a little dangerous to drop yourself at the top of Mount Everest, but that is not like actually climbing from the bottom. Kim is trying to say that she climbed from the bottom. Again, it is insulting to actual real lawyers. And I do want to say one thing. How's Kim going to pass the bar? How is Kim going to pass the bar unless she gets locked into that scam they just found out where people are actually taking other people's bar exams online? It's a whole thing. Again, I want to know, even in China, baby, they are eating Kim's butt up. They said Kim grabbed, I'm on Little Red Book. I love that app because I love to see what China be thinking. And they are usually so kind. But one thing you will not do is play in their faces about hard work and merit. They said Kim held a graduation ceremony for herself in her own backyard without any official certification. She had never attended a single day of law school nor passed the exam. Another person said, let's clarify a few concepts. LSAT law school admission test. This is basically required to enter law schools recognized by the American Bar Association. Some American Bar Association law schools also accept GRE scores. The bar exam. This is a legal exam which is required to become a lawyer. The MPRE, which Kim is bragging about taking, that's nothing but a professional ethics and responsibility. Anybody can pass that. They literally say, your client comes in with a bloody knife and a bag of Coke. The police are looking for him. Do you help wipe the knife off? Do you lie and take the Coke yourself? Or do you start to show? They give you choices. It's still like unless you are a monster, I don't see how you can pass. You cannot pass the ethics exams, right? Anyway, the baby bar, which Kim said she got the highest test score on, which I fail to believe that because if you did, you wouldn't have taken 6 years, said in California, if you enter law school, that is not recognized by the ABA and it is not a law school. This is an apprenticeship, right? Or if you go to law school through an apprentice system like Kim did, you only need to take 3 exams: criminal law, torts, and contracts. Among them, the baby bar is something that most law school student lawyers have never participated in. And they said, such as myself, right? Again, the baby bar, only people that don't go to law school need to take the baby bar because people in first year law school take torts, contracts, constitution law. They take all that. Anyway, another person said, this is just a certificate that Kim got, not a formal degree grantee diploma, indicating that Kim obtained a certificate of completion for her, basically a legal internship, which is a non-degree program offered by some American universities. It's not even offered by the universities. It's offered by some American states. And then another person said, this is a backyard graduation ceremony. She didn't graduate from traditional state-accredited law school, but became a lawyer through reading the law, the apprenticeship training with a practicing lawyer. She passed the baby bar exam for first-year law school students in 2021. Now she's taking the multi-state professional responsibility exam, which is easy. It's required for California candidates who have not received education from an accredited law school before taking the bar. Anyway, you guys, why am I bringing this up? Because it is 2025, and I am sick of the lies. Congratulations for Kim, from her privilege, for sticking through and doing this mysterious lawsuit. Do you think she was on one of the Trump lawsuits? Doing a mysterious law, because you know she's full-on Republican now. And if you're Republican, great, you can have her like this with Ivanka. So you tagged along on a lawsuit, and by working on this lawsuit is the reason. And I wonder how much she donated to her mentors that were supposed to be making sure she did work. Right? Because Kim, how, right? So you did all that mess. The lawsuit gave you the 75 hours, and now you have your certificate of completion. And that's cool, baby. Boo-boo, do you. But the fact that you are now not only disrespecting, but trying to appropriate all the work real lawyers have done to actually get there, it's sick. And before you say, what's the big deal? Ask Kim that. Because if it's no big deal and there's no special honor and it's all the same thing, then why are you lying about what you did? Because you want to stand among the giants that actually came up out the mud. I'm sick of rich people trying to. It's not enough that you get your position of privilege. You also want to create a backstory that you came in out the mud. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.